Greetings, fellow gamers. Oh, there we go. It works. Hello, it is I. It is me. I'm just gonna toss my hair over here and fix it. I'm also gonna put some music on because I forgot to do that as well. There's a lot of things I forgot to do. I have like deadlines to meet, and I've been working on stuff. Well, I don't particularly have deadlines to meet, but I have things that I'm working on that I want to get finished soon. And I've been working on them all afternoon. And I also got sidetracked by video games and watching the Critical Role campaign wrap up all afternoon. So, yeah. I make good decisions with my life. That's a lie. I don't at all. But, hello. It is me. It's Monday, so I'm doing the thing I do every Monday, which is make D&D nonsense, which is what I'm doing right now, in fact. It's a very circular thing I just said, but, whatever. We started on the Mystic last week, and we went through with the design, and then we went, this is trash, and then we threw it away, and then we started with something new. I believe it was Joe's suggestion, and it's a very good idea. It's sort of a variation of what I was initially going to do. And basically today we're going to test it. That's basically what today is going to be. We are going to test whatever that idea is. So, I'm also going to turn this music down. It's a little bit loud. Right. Okay. So I'm gonna go through this text here and sort of I'm gonna sort of re-explain my design philosophy, because I did it at the start of the last stream, but there weren't that many people here, so there's probably people who missed it or don't remember. For those who were, for those who don't know, the Mystic is an abandoned and discontinued Unearthed Arcana class for 5th edition that Wizards made in 2016, I think, and they officially divorced themselves from and they disowned it some 2 years ago, I think, because it was a fundamentally poorly designed concept. There were good ideas within the Mystic, and basically the way that it worked is that, they had a list of disciplines they could learn, which were kind of like very complicated spells. There were less of them, and you didn't get as many of them as you would, say, spells as like a sorcerer or a wizard. You would end up with like 11 of them, but each of them would probably have the length of 2 spells, or more, and would have multiple different effects. And they had a point system called psi points that was basically like spell points, just with different scaling. It was whatever. It was kind of, it didn't matter. The main problem with it was that a lot of the disciplines were tied to the different subclasses, of which there were about 6. They were tied in the sense of they had a name attached to them, but any mystic could pick up any of them. It didn't matter if you were an avatar mystic. You could pick up all the avatar disciplines if you wanted. But if there was a good one from Wugen or from Immortal, you could just go get that one instead. And most of the time, people would pick whatever the best subclass was, and then pick all of the best disciplines, and all mystics were the same, because of that exact reason. Mystic was sort of, for that reason alone, that was the main reason it was just bad. You had all the flexibility of being basically any class you wanted in the game in one class, at no cost, because it's not like any of the features they got was sort of like, they didn't follow the design philosophy that a lot of games have, where more variety means less power and less variety means more power. It was just all variety, all power. You sort of get sort of fighters are the very little variety, a whole lot of power, and and then you sort of get like sorcerer, for instance, where it's sort of a fair amount of variety and not all that much power. Sorcerer's a bad example. Sorcerer's just bad. I think multi-classing is kind of the thing where you get more variety usually at the cost of power. That's not always the case. There are some very broken multi-classes, and I'm sure anybody who's ever multi-classed before knows very well. But even so, the argument still stands. This version seeks to basically throw the discipline system in the garbage and make a new one. And also make a class that doesn't have subclasses, because the Mystic has them, like the official Mystic has them, but they're completely redundant. They all just fundamentally do not matter. They don't give you anything all that interesting that couldn't have just, been a discipline, and none of them are particularly powerful or good or anything. They just kind of are, because the class needs subclasses, so we may as well give them. Obviously Wizard is another subclass where there's another class where the subclasses don't really matter all that much, but at least most of them, there are some shit Wizard subclasses like Enchantment and what is the other terrible one? Enchantment and it's not Illusion, and Conjuration. Conjuration's kind of shit, but even Conjuration does have like interesting abilities. But so that's sort of the design philosophy, and what I want to do is make a class where instead of subclasses, you have skill trees. You think when you get your skills in Skyrim, you press B on your Xbox controller and hit up, and it opens up the skill tree menu, and there's about 20-30 skills, and you can spec your way up them. You can either hyper focus on like 2 or 3, or you can spread yourself out really thin and have lots of little bonuses here and there. And my desire, it's going to be very difficult to achieve that, is for both of those playstyles to be perfectly valid. That is what I want. For you to have, where you can either master, which is the current sort of system, I'll go through it in a minute, where you can sort of master like 4 powers and that's it. You have 4 powers that you know perfectly how to use. Or, you can sort of, have 2 main powers and then a smattering of other bits and pieces, some of them at higher levels, some of them not. Or you can just have the novice level in like every single discipline. You know a little bit about how to do everything, and all 3 of those playstyles, I want them all to be good. Obviously, the specifically speccing into like 2 or 3 and then smattering out, I feel should be the best one. That feels the most natural way for you to play the class. And hype, it should realistically be like the 2 like mastered, 2 or 3 mastered ones, and then a smattering should be the sort of the most fun and arguably best one, whereas the speccing into 4 should be sort of a maybe as powerful but obviously not as interesting, and then spreading yourself out thin is very interesting and not as powerful, which is that's sort of an acceptable standard to reach. But prime objective, or also sort of prime objectives for them all to be equally very good. That's going to be very difficult to achieve, but I want it to at least try to do it. But I'm going to read what I've got so far, because it's sort of the only thing we've really fleshed out is how this system works. So, psionic power. Beginning at first level, you can invoke the power of raw mental energy to create effects of psionic strength. So, learning powers. At first level, you have 2 power points. You could spend these... Oh, hang on, that should be... There's an error there. I'm finding errors. Right? That you can spend to learn new powers or strengthen powers you know. You gain additional power points as you gain levels, as shown in the power points column of the Mystic table. So you start with 2, and then you get, it just goes on. When you first gain a level, gain 1 or more levels in this class, or whenever you complete a long rest, you may expend 1 or more power points to learn a power from the list at the end of the class description. 1 for each power point spent. When you learn a power, you become a novice in that power and gain all benefits it would grant you at the novice level. Powers come in 4 levels of mastery: novice, adept, expert, and master. Additionally, whenever you gain a level in this class, you can choose 1 power you know and reduce your mastery level in that power by 1. You then gain 1 power point. If you reduce your mastery in a power you have, or I should say you know. Oh no, you have novice mastery in, you cease knowing that power. Strengthening powers. At higher levels, you gain the ability to strengthen powers you know. Whenever you would spend power points, you may spend them to strengthen powers you know, increasing the chosen powers by 1 mastery level for each power point expended to strengthen that power, up to your current maximum mastery. So at first level, your maximum mastery is novice. So basically, you can't actually strengthen your powers at low levels, but it's easy to put it here, right? To explain how it works later on. And then just your psionic ability is the same as your spellcasting ability, and you use intelligence, like, that's the same. That's fine. So basically what this means is the different disciplines that we have right now, sort of on a conceptual level. We have clairsentience, which is... I also made a big old list of power ideas, and they're written in a very specific way. Like, psychic arms. I'll get to the end of my description. I'll have a quick scan through it. Yeah, that's probably fine. Just aware I don't have a huge amount of time, but I can take a quick glance at it. So sort of the idea here is we've got clairsentience, which is the sort of supernatural perception. So clairvoyance, clairaudience, the ability to perceive things in an unnatural way. Meta creativity is like Green Lantern stuff. You're making shit with your mind. Pathoturgy is manipulating emotions and thoughts with your mind, and also transmitting thoughts like telepathy. Psychokinesis is moving things with your mind. Fairly simple stuff. Psychometabolism is using mental energy to strengthen your less powerful bod. And psychoportation is probably the one that's gonna get cut, because it's just teleporting things with your mind. Who fucking cares? That's whatever. But yeah, I made a big old list of like power ideas. Some of them are ripped from the original Mystic, like Strength of Mind here. That's fine. That's the 6th level feature of the original Mystic. This is way too fucking loud. Sort of having an astral self, different forms of like clair perception, psychometry, which is like touching something and understanding how it works or how you use it, or history about that item, inducing emotions in people, sort of empathy, sort of reading people's emotions, reality changing nonsense, force fields, transferring knowledge and feelings, sharing or stealing experience or knowledge, so you can like share your proficiency or steal someone else's proficiency. That seems fun. Sort of sensing lives or probably minds around you. Get that stealth game glowy enemies vision. You play Dishonored or Assassin's Creed or all those games where you hit Y or whatever button it is and it turns on your see-through walls, enemies glow, a color contrasting, a contrasting color vision, one of those. Hypnosis, general mind control, it's mental shit, of course you're going to be able to do that. Running on walls, levitating, memory fuckery, mind link, telepathy, kind of the same, but whatever. Sort of manipulating how other people perceive you, sort of persona manipulation kind of situation. Probability perception sounds fun as fuck. Like it's just dice nonsense. Sure thing. I say yeah. If you have it, I'm open to more ideas. Sort of draining someone's psychic nonsense, making psychic weapons. Seems pretty simple. And this one is like, like control over sentience. That seems a bit, and psychic arms. I don't know. It's just words. But yeah, so this is sort of, and this was one based on the original design philosophy. So So this is going to go, this mind push power here. But yeah, sure, feel free to suggest a power. I will... right. Let's go into screen capture mode. I'll take a quick glance at this, and then I'll need to get back to what I'm doing. Magic isn't real, rather it's been a way to trick the earth. That's to believe. It's a new way to power using honeybees. Oh, this is cool. Deception persuasion whenever you roll charisma deception passage. Why you know? I feel like this isn't necessarily needed. Your proficiency bonus will be, you're a charisma class with proficiency in deception. Your bonus will be high enough where just 1d4 is good at any level, I'd argue. Fallacious magic, whenever you cast it deals psychic damage. This should be optional, because there are creatures immune to psychic damage, namely every single construct in the game. So if all of your spells are just useless against a specific monster, then you may as well just sit in the corner and cry for an hour, real time. I feel like that there could as well be something else a little more like there's power behind this ability. Don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of instances where this just does nothing. When it's good, it's great, right? Like Fireball is psychic damage against like a thing that's immune or resistant to fire. Great, that's strong. But if you're just fighting like a guy, just a dude, or especially if the campaign itself is about fighting like a dude, humans and humanoids, they're not immune or resistant to any damage type, so this ability then just does nothing. This is cool, but I feel like something else is needed, and it definitely should be optional, so that you aren't just like completely fucked over if an undead or construct that's immune to psychic damage just happens to show up. Enchantment or illusion spell you can... This feels redundant, given that Subtle Spell exists. That could be interesting. The Psychosomatic Infection. I'll snap that on the list in a minute. Yeah, this ability here, Subtle Spell does exist, and it feels... This feels like a fluff ability that is very rarely going to come up. Like, it kind of gives you Subtle Spell for free all the time, which is, even then, maybe an even more significant problem. Like, Subtle Spell has a resource cost for a reason, because it is niche, but incredibly good. I would also recommend giving them free spells as well, because Sorcerer's lack of ability to learn spells is really terrible. It's easily like the worst part about that about the class. Is basically like look at Aberrant Mind and Clockwork Soul and do something like that. Just give them free, like a smattering of free spells. Charm Person, Dominate Person, Mislead, Major Image. Whatever whatever enchantment and illusion spells fit. There's a whole bunch of them. Whenever you successfully pass off a lie as truth to a creature, that creature is charmed for 5 minutes. I would change that to 10. And again, this is sort of a flavor ability more than anything else. Oh shit! I just spilled my tea. Oh. I do have a cloth on hand for just such an occasion. Yeah, the 14th level ability is just kind of another fluff ability. Like, it's strong, kind of. I feel it's one of those things where it either just does nothing, or it's way too good, depending on the situation or the type of campaign that you're in. I feel like it should definitely have a set amount of uses and should just be... Hell, if anything, I would make this the 6th level feature and give it like 1 use per short rest or something. Or which, scales maybe. I don't know. Because the 6th level feature seems kind of redundant with Subtle Spell. And Ultimate Deception, to lie to a creature roll 20 on a d20, that creature is... again with the 18th level feature, it's kind of it's alright. It's just kind of a fluff ability rather than anything else. I feel like the 18th level feature could honestly be the 14th level feature, and then just more mechanical, enhance their spellcasting in some way. When they cast a spell, they can teleport a distance, or when they cast a spell, they gain a duplicate, like a mirror image duplicate or something. Up to the normal maximum, or a lot of this is bathed under making deception checks, which is not really it's in flavor, but it's not inherently magical. But yeah, I think the lack of mechanical implementation of the subclass makes it sort of it's cool conceptually, but it doesn't really give me anything. Yeah, I'd say that's fine, but the flavor is there, but there's no mechanical incentive for me to choose this. I don't get any cool spells. I don't really get any notable benefits for choosing it that I can't gain from Sorcerer normally. Certainly no real mechanical benefits. A lot of it is, bonus spells are just kind of a design flaw for Sorcerer now, as in flaw with 2 O's. The Tarshas has the free spells, and most Sorcerer subclasses from here on in will have the same. Sorcerer needs the damage bump because it's just not a good class. I'll say this scaling isn't really needed here. This ability needs to be optional and needs to do something other than what it does, because it's either it either does nothing or completely fucks you over, and occasionally it's quite useful. If it's optional, then it either does nothing or is quite useful. So it removes the fucking you over bit, which is good, but it needs to do something on top of that. This feels like an addendum to a longer, more interesting ability. It should be Felicious Magic, something. Additionally, when you cast a sorcerer spell that deals damage, it deals psychic damage in place of its standard damage type. Or you may choose for it to deal psychic damage instead of any other damage it would deal, or something, or whatever. This, again, subtle spell exists. This is kind of redundant. It's redundant and just better than something that all sorcerers can already get, which feels kind of unnecessary. This should probably be 10 minutes and should be 6th level. This is a 14th level ability, a 14th level fluff ability. This is also kind of a fluff ability as well. Basically giving them some kind of scaling, notably strong mechanic at 1st level that is worth getting mostly just flavor stuff from then on in. Need all of that. There's no mechanical incentive for me to pick this. There's some cool roleplay stuff here, but it's all sort of, it's, if a class provides me roleplay options and basically no combat options, 50% of the game is combat and the other 50% is roleplay. If the class only provides for one when pretty much all other subclasses provide both, why would I pick it? Is sort of my I could just be a charlatan and be any other type of sorcerer and just say this is what I am. That's sort of it needs a mechanical incentive is basically the yeah, I say no. It's a cool idea. It just needs more mechanics, basically. I just need to clear my throat and I'll head back and start. Oh, I just hit my mic. Ugh. Word doc. Okay. Phil Swift is back. That was it. It was so. Oh, I just opened up completely the wrong tab. I'll put this here. Psychosomatic infection. Right. So I'm gonna like move this out of the way and telekinesis. Psychokinesis power. You can move objects through mental force alone. It's an action on your turn. You move an object you can see. If anything, this could just be a bonus action. As a bonus, you can. You can telekinetically move an object that you can see up to 30 feet. The object must not be worn or carried. Must weigh no more than 10 pounds and must fit inside of a 5-foot cube. Simple. I think it's you just point at something, you know, point at like this is my water bottle. I mean, that's not 30 feet, that's like 4 inches, but whatever. No. I feel like this should be the additionally section. Actually, no. Additionally... You may innately cast a catapult spell, requiring no components. Oh, I need to clear my throat. Fuck. Oh. You may innately cast a catapult spell, requiring no components. If anything, you shouldn't be casting the spell. You may use an action to innately replicate the effects of the catapult spell. Actually, no, I think cast is fine. You may cast catapult in this way a number of times equal to your... this feels really clean. It just kind of, like, honestly, it just kind of works. Like, as an idea. It's just, obviously this is the novice level. Like, at higher levels, it's gonna do more, and you're gonna be able to do more stuff. So, adapt. Oh. Oh, my throat. Christ. Adapt. When you move an object with this power, you may concentrate on this power, as if concentrating on a spell. The object remains stationary. The object remains stationary in its destination, oriented however you choose. Other creatures can move the object. Yeah, it is a. It certainly can be anyway. But yeah, so it's no problem. It's I'll say there are people who have found all kinds of success on there, and people who are still floundering around in said quagmire, myself included. The it's yes. Pretty good. Oh, hope things are good for you too. I'll say the attempting to make Mystics work. Or well, remake Mystic, I guess, is more the aim here. I need to check telekinesis, maybe? Does telekinesis have like the spell telekinesis? Yeah, it'd just be... only if they... On a success, they fail to move the object. Additionally, whilst you concentrate on manipulating an object, you may use a bonus... Oh shit, a bonus action on subsequent turns to... Again, and... There should be furthermore here. I feel like I need to nab something from telekinesis. You can use phone control on objects such as manipulating a simple tool, opening a door, a container, or storing or retrieving item. Okay. Additionally, wait. Additionally, you can up to 20 pounds in weight. How does telekinesis does it? Yeah, it does. It uses the word pounds instead of the abbreviation. Fit within a 10-foot cube. And you may cast catapult, and you may cast catapult a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier. It's probably too much. It's probably too many catapults at level 3, because you can get this as early as level 3. 3 times? Honestly, that seems kind of reasonable. Catapult isn't that good. It does a lot of damage, though. I feel like, oh, hang on, actually, here's an idea. Oh, that's... blah, 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 blah. You gain the following abilities. Just be object manipulation, like that. You are a novice until yeah, so just simple. Object manipulation. Object projectile. I feel it could be funny and just be called improvised projectile. That sounds fun. Yeah, I think this is a better formatting method because it lets me be a bit more sort of less. It lets it be a little less fugly, basically. You are an adept in telekinesis. There's a lot of text here, but I'm just working, just trying to find. Okay, yeah, no, this is starting to look pretty clean. Yeah, I love improvised projectile as a I think it should be. You may use this feature a number of times equal to your. You may use this feature once, regaining expended uses whenever you complete a short or long rest. No, actually, no, that's monster blocks that capitalize it like that. That's fine. Improvised projectile. Three times. You may. To increase the level. Additionally, when you cast Catapult, you may expend a use of this feature to increase the level with which you cast Catapult by 1. To a maximum of 5th level. This does give you a third level Catapult once per day, or once per short or long rest is. This is a 3rd level. 2nd level. Honestly, this is. I like this. Yeah, this is working for me. This is really working for me. And like expert level can just be like a simple improvement. We can like, you know, every level should probably introduce some new mechanic, but they don't all have to. Some of them can just be really simple. You're an expert in telekinesis. This feels clean as fuck right now, and I am super happy with how it's going at the moment. I'm not like 100% like picture perfect on it, but I think this is going to be good. I think. What level do you get expert at? That's something to look at. 9th. I'll have to think about that. Alright, okay. I'm probably going to take a break in a minute and like go grab food because I'm hungry. Improvised projectile. So you may instead use this feature 5 times. As a part of your casting. Takes half as much damage instead of no damage. So yeah, like catapult with half on a success, catapult suddenly becomes a really fucking good spell. And realistically, upcasting catapult is not really necessary. Like, there's very few instances where you'd actually want to do it because you miss out on potential future damage, really. Oh, hang on. You may expend. Well, that should be. You may expend additional uses of this by 1 for each additional use expended. Honestly, upcasting catapult here just doesn't feel necessary because it's not worth it. Shouldn't be leading players down that road because it's just actively worse than just casting catapult more. Like basically getting 5 free casts of a first level spell, and then at 9th that spell suddenly becoming really fucking good. Like, yeah. Right, I think before I tackle object manipulation, because I'm not 100% sure what I want to do with this. Yet, at least. I'm probably going to take a break. I'll be gone about 10 minutes or so, 10-15 minutes, because I want to go eat food, and I'm really fucking hungry. I'll be back shortly. I am fucking loving this so far, though. I'm also just going to fucking get rid of this old one, because it's a bag of wank. But I am super happy with how this is coming out right now. I am so happy with this. But yeah, I will be back very shortly. My neighbor's dog decided to bark. It's literally the second as I reached the sort of the apex of my sentence, which is fun. I'm gonna send that thing into low orbit one day. I swear to fucking God. I hate dogs, and I especially hate that dog. Fuck me, I hate it so much. Regardless, I'm gonna go get food now. I'll be back shortly. See ya. I pressed the wrong button, but I am back. Hello. Oh, I thought we weren't going to lose any, and then we lost all of them. Alas. I just need to untie my hair. Oh. Oh, there we go. Right. Let us go. We finished up. We were doing the first part. Hello. I say we are. I say Joe. Wow. Wow. This fucking frog posting. How could you? Okay, so where we're at the moment is we're sort of preliminary testing the design sort of space for the powers. This one in particular is very wordy, but it is cool so far, so, you know. Oh, I need to clear my throat, fuck me. Ugh. So how do we improve the object manipulation at 9th level, the expert level? Hit being worn or carried by. Oh, it should be your psionic ability. There we go. On a success. Oh, need to clear my throat. Oh, okay. Those are just taken from the target's grasp. The powers effects end. And then it would be, I feel like we can just go here and do greater telekinesis. No, it's just an object that's being carried. I did think about being worn, but most of the time, what would you actually like want to do with that? Yeah, you would just you know, like, I was thinking of like, oh, you can target an object that's being worn if it can feasibly be removed from the creature, but it's like, it's just stupid. Whatever. Who cares? Right, let's go to novice. Yeah, I mean, my thought would just be like, if it's an object that can feasibly be removed, a worn object, like if they have a cloak or something, you could just you don't have your cloak on anymore. But yeah, I see what you mean. There should be long rest here. Oh, that's something I should reference actually. Your psionic ability is your spellcasting ability for that spell. There we go. Just put that there for the sake of simplicity. So yeah, just letting you cast the actual telekinesis spell once per day feels pretty fair to me, I'd argue. And then there is Master. You have Master Telekinesis. Now, question is, do we make it so that you can telekinesis twice per day, or do we make it so that it recovers on a short or a long rest? Which is more powerful? I would argue twice. But I feel like the fairer design is probably just short or long rest. So you can do it once per fight. Realistically. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. You mean instead use this feature 5 times? Ugh. Ugh. Oh, good God. Okay, right. Do we need to improve object manipulation in any real way? Because I don't really think we do. I suppose... There. I'm trying to think, like, what is something that's just kind of interesting to do? Because this kind of feels like, you know? It's just like, yeah, whatever. Like, compared to, you know, obviously, like, the amount of text is not necessarily the value of an ability. If anything, less text for a cool ability is much better than more text. But this doesn't give you anything cool, it's just kind of a generic improvement to everything you already have. And it feels like when you master a power... Oh, thank you very much for the sub, Ruben. I just read the fucking message. I know it's coming.
8 months. Poggy my doggy.
Sick. It's so cursed. So, thank you very much, Ruben. I think because you want to be able to like master powers and get cool abilities. I'm trying to think. 13th. 13th is the fastest you can master a power. Or more specifically, you gain the ability to master any power you are adept level in by 13th level. So I need to clear my throat again. Yeah, I suppose to be fair, you are probably going to be mastering probably a minimum, or most characters are going to master like a minimum of 1 or 2 characters' powers. But so they don't all need to be like home run, oh look at how cool this is abilities. Like they don't need to be, but it's still kind of, it would be cool if you could, That's sort of my attitude. Or it'd be cool if all the ones you can master are sort of like, simple in their effectiveness. So at the moment, expert is like I personally, if I was making a character, I just wouldn't master telekinesis because it just doesn't seem really worth it. It doesn't give me anything cool, even if it is good. Like, telekinesis once per short or long rest and an extra use of catapult. Yeah, that seems... as it stands currently, if you hyper-max your mastered powers, you can master 4 powers. But that is 19th level, you have literally used every single one of your points to max out those 4 powers, nothing else. That's probably going to be like the second most popular playstyle for Mystic. The most popular being mastering 1 or 2 powers and then picking up little bits and pieces here and there. So yeah, you can master 4 powers. Obviously these numbers can change, but it feels clean. Like where it is at the moment, it feels tidy, and I feel like balancing around those numbers is probably not a bad idea. Yeah, you can become an adept in a power at 3rd level. You can be... Honestly, catapult at will is... Honestly, yeah, like telekinesis, maybe not, but like catapult at will, yeah, that feels like the cap for me. Or that's like what am I at whenever you complete a short or long rest. You may cast catapult at will. This feature has no uses and can instead be used at will. Like, as it is a 1st level spell that does do damage and has been buffed so that it does half on a success, but you are 13th level, and if that's your core damage dealing ability, then that seems fine to me as far as I'm concerned. That seems, like, very reasonable. But I'm not sure. Oh, I need to clear my fucking throat again, I swear to God. Oh. So I'm just removing all my notifications from my phone. Join what exactly? There's nothing to join here. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say unsolicited asking to join a random person's D&D campaign is a pretty bad way to find a campaign. There are plenty of resources online for you to find stuff. Not to mention that this isn't a D&D campaign. This is me making homebrew. There's plenty of forums. There's a subreddit, LFG, looking for group. r/LFG. The Roll20 forums. There's a whole bunch of places. But random people's Twitch chats is a bad place to do it. So I've kind of moved this over here, so this could maybe... Telekinesis at will. The magic I am is object only, to my memory. I may be wrong in that, actually. I'm gonna go check the Ring of Telekinesis and see if you can actually use it on people. Oh, thank you very much for the follow. Oh, I'm at 100 now. Hey, look at that. I don't even notice that. Hey. So thank you very much for the follow. You have successfully become follower number 100. It's fun times. Hey, there's a 3-digit number has just shown up. What was I gonna check So there's Ring of Telekinesis is only so I've been on a 99 for a couple of weeks now, I think. Thank you very much for the bits, Katie. Oh, I need to clear my throat again. Yeah, I've got to work out what the fuck I'm gonna do as well. I might have some time next week to do something, to be fair. I'll have to make the time to do it. Will I? Actually, no, I won't. Yeah, for me, it's right in front of my face all the time, but for everybody else, it's kind of tucked out of the way. But yeah, so I got to work out what the fuck I'm gonna do. I'm probably just gonna talk to Ethan about playing Sonic Roboblast 2 again. Sonic Roboblast 2 Kart, should I say? Because I had this problem with Gilly Razor, where I was like, oh, go play Sonic Roboblast 2 Kart, and he downloaded Sonic Roboblast 2, which is an entirely different game. It's a wholly different game that I know nothing about, might I add. I've only played Sonic Roboblast 2 Kart, and having played some Mario Kart 8 recently, Sonic Roboblast is much better. Quite honestly, I can say it is much better. Mostly because it's free, but you know. But yeah, I'll say thank you very much for 100. I've been streaming for just shy of a year now, I think. Yeah, no, I started in August of last year, so just 10 months, give or take, to hit 100, which has been cool. So I've been sort of, I spent a long time sitting at like 80, 85 odd. Like I spent months sitting at like 70 to 80, and I've sort of in the last like probably month or so have climbed my way up from like 80 to 100 because I had a couple like really big raids. I had a raid from, I think, what was it, Sensei Suplex, I think, where he raided like 30 people, all people that didn't follow me. I got like 10 follows out of that, and I was like, oh, that's pretty sick. When you cast telekinesis in this way, you do not expend a use feature if you target an object. I could just give them the magic item, and then, but then sort of object manipulation becomes kind of pointless. But I don't know. I don't think it's. It's a little messy, but it is notably very strong, and I think that's really cool. Let me just clear my. Now, this is clean as fuck, and I am super happy with how this has come along. I mostly want to focus on psychokinesis powers for now because they're very simple conceptually. They're, you know, the next one I want to do is like self-levitation, you know, and that's going to be super like simple. Basically, is, you know, like I could probably do it right. I have like 10 minutes. I'm going to make a start on it right now. Well, I'll just call it levitation. Oh, Spyonics. That sounds like a spiritual successor to Spy Kids. Spyonics. God. Spy Kids is a very esoteric franchise. My sister was obsessed with it when she was a kid, and it's very eldritch. I feel it's a fever dream franchise. It's also like a trilogy, or no, it's a quadrilogy. They like rebooted it, and it completely flopped because a Bionicle Spy Kids movie. That's you know, I feel like if that happens, the world will collapse in upon itself, and it will be a good thing. You know, I don't feel particularly strongly about that, but I do feel it to be true. So novice, you are a novice in levitation. You gain the following benefits. Psionic leap. Your jump distance is tripled. Or actually, as a bonus action on your turn. Let me look at I need to go look at bullywugs, which is something I say more than I would expect to say it, because every so often I have to look up how their ability works. Wait, bullywugs have stats in the DMG? They have -2 int, -2 charisma, and no bonuses to ability scores. Wow, the races in the DMG are just garbage. I wanted, you know, the bestiary bullywug. Thank you very much. No, it's bullets I want to look at. Bullets, I think, have the one. Maybe? I'm not really sure. No, it isn't. It is kind of capture what I want, but not explicitly. Oh, that's far too bright. Let's close that. Your long jump is up to 20 feet, and your high jump is up to so yeah, you can just, you know, this gives you the Jedi jump. Like, you become a novice in levitation, and you can Jedi jump. Or force jump, I guess it's probably called. I don't really care. You know, when Obi-Wan does, just does like a standing, he goes, brings his arms back and he's like, huh, and he just does a triple front flip, like up like 30 feet into the air. This is what it gives you. Or this is how you get that. Honestly, this ability is kind of quite, well, is it strong? Not particularly. I think having levitate at first level is maybe a little too strong, though. I feel like, oh, here's something. Levitational avoidance. Whenever you are hit with a weapon attack or fail a dexterity saving throw, you may This feels really clean. You just sort of you kind of like dance off to one side and kind of glance off a little bit of the attack. You kind of hover away a little bit. You kind of kick off the ground and shift back. That sounds fun. That's cool. I like that. It's really simple, but I like it. Adept. Oh, I need to clear my fucking throat again. Invitational avoidance. So yeah, so if you dash, you can just clear a 40-foot gap, like easy. And then you just like, oh, there's a roof, and just go right up there, like easy. There's a better name calling this like hovering dash. Actually, dash implies like it's like the dash action. Hovering, just hovering avoidance. That feels simple. And then a simple levitation. Or just lesser levitation. Like less levitation. So adept, like expert's pretty simple. We just go in and make all of these abilities better. Like this is probably going to be like an example of like these really clean abilities that are just like really short, really sweet, really simple, and all the levels are just like they just get better. They just get a bit better. So then, like at 9th level, you just have sort of a blend of uncanny dodge and evasion. Like you have uncanny dodge with a tacked on slightly worse version of evasion on top of it. Which, you know, if you're a rogue, you get uncanny dodge at 5th level. If you're a ranger who's a hunter, you get uncanny dodge at like 15th. This is kind of a middle ground. And I don't know. I think it's kind of fair that you know, like basically having uncanny dodge is great. Having is from a source you can see. Use your action to halve any damage from the source of that attack or saving throw. Yeah. Oh, I need to clear my throat. Yeah, you sort of, obviously like a fireball, you can see a fireball, but if someone, you know, shoots at you from stealth, you don't see that arrow coming, you can't dodge that. So lesser levitation. This is pretty simple. Instead uses feature 3 times. Honestly, this doesn't need to get any better from here. You know what the master version is? Give me a second. And let me check fly, because I'm just thinking it just gives you permanent fly. Oh, fly! The spell fly doesn't give you a hover speed. So, like, this is all you need at master level, is just a permanent, better version of Fly. That feels like something I want to spec into, you know? That feels like something I want to pick up at, like, 13th or 15th level, is just, you know, zoom into the fucking sky. That seems pretty good to me. Obviously, this one doesn't give you any, like, damaging capabilities, which is, yeah, that's something we haven't worked out yet, is how this class gets the ability to do damage. Because some of these powers will do damage, and some of them won't. And I'm not 100% sure how I want to go about that. My initial thought was, like, give them some kind of, like, Eldritch Blast ability, but that isn't necessarily interesting or good. So, I don't really know what I'm going to do with that, but I'll work it out. Otherwise, I need to stop there, because I have a game I need to go to 5 minutes ago. Yeah, I'm super fucking happy with how this is coming out so far. I think this is cool as fuck. You know, really, really cool jump distance stuff. Gives you like dodging abilities. This is cool. This is really, really cool. And I'm gonna go through and, like, I think over the next sort of week or so, assuming that, like, I don't stream more of this over this week because I want to. And I also, like, I'm gonna try and talk to Ethan about doing something for 100 followers. I don't know if it's gonna like it's probably just gonna be Sonic Roboblast 2 card, to be honest, because it's simple and it's fun. But because I did it for my birthday as well, so we would literally just need to, like, turn the server on and turn the track loop on. But yeah, say the hope folks have enjoyed themselves. I'm gonna see if there's anyone to raid. Actually, that's something to do. Oh, Gilly is streaming. We're gonna raid him. Gilly is a friend of mine. We've been friends for, God, probably close to a decade at this point. It probably has been a decade, and I think he's very recently hit affiliate. He's playing League at the moment. So we're gonna raid him. Do join the raid, because he's a newer streamer than I am by some margin. He's gone a lot further than I did in a much shorter space of time. His stuff is good. I'm just gonna wait for this fucking ad to go through. This stupid fucking ad. I hate Twitch ads so much. I hate them. But either way, still, this ad is still. Why is this ad so long? I don't give a shit about whatever you're advertising. Oh, it's Logitech. Whatever. Either way, hope folks have enjoyed themselves. I will see you later on this week, most likely. We're gonna raid Gilly now. See ya.